All right, all right. Hey, what's happening, guys? Will Ripley here with Campfire Guitar Star. It's Wednesday. We are going live. Mistakes, no edits, you know. I love editing my guitar lessons because, like, oh, damn, I messed that up. Or, oh, damn, I shouldn't have said damn. But so here we are, live lesson Wednesday. Let me know that you guys are out there by just typing a comment. Let me know what kind of guitar you are playing, what kind of guitar is sitting in your lap right now, and where you're at in the world. And while those comments come in, I just thought I'd tell you a little bit about what we're going to get into in today's lesson. And I want to share with you, I guess the title of the lesson today is Be More Productive with Your Guitar Practice Time. Okay? And so, of course, you know as well as I that if you want to get better at guitar, you have to practice. Okay? If you want to lose weight, you got to hit the gym, or whatever the case is. And so with guitar, of course, we want to be able to practice in the most effective way possible, okay? And so I hear this a lot from people, like, what do I practice? How do I practice? Or maybe you are finding the time to practice and you're sitting down to practice and you're playing, but you don't really feel like you're getting a ton out of it. And you just keep on wondering to yourself, like, could my practice be, I don't know, more impactful? Like, could I have a better, could I have things in my guitar playing practice regime that could be more powerful and more potent? So let me know if you are interested in this topic by writing a comment, and let me know what, like, yeah, I don't know, let's just get the comments rolling about practice, what it is that you practice, and if you feel challenged or if you feel like you're struggling with guitar practice. So in today's lesson, I want to share with you my top 5 of my own personal guitar practice regime. Okay, so I want to share with you the top 5 things that I personally practice. And so basically, what happened was I kept on stumbling across things on the guitar, or learning a new song, or learning a new riff, or just like doing like a hammer-on sequence, or practicing a lick or a riff or anything. Or I might be just jamming on something, and then I find out, like, hey, wait a second, there's like this technique thing that's actually stopping me or preventing me from unlocking what it is that I want to play. And so it's kind of interesting. So what I started doing was, I got my notepad right here, check it out. So I started making a note of these things. And maybe this is something that you want to do, okay? Just like a straight up little Post-it thing, okay? So right on, and so what I'm doing is I've got a list of all the things that when I sit down to practice, okay, first of all, it's always a challenge to prioritize practice. Let me know in the comments if that's you, if prioritizing and just finding the time and carving out the time to practice is challenging for you. So when I do, though, I know that I'm going to practice these things. So I'm going to share with you the top 5 things on my own personal practice list. And yeah, so, you know, it's important to not be overwhelmed by your own practice. And so I wanted to share with you some ideas on this topic. And so Mike B and myself, and maybe you know Mike B, he's always releasing YouTube videos and going live on both the YouTube channel and Beginner Guitar Players on Facebook as well. And we were talking the other day, and we're like, okay, so we have all these one-on-one students like all over the world. We've got a student in Belgium and a few guys in Florida, a kid here in Calgary, some people in Vancouver, and all over the world. It's super, super cool. And we link up with these people every week. And really, Mike B does all these one-on-one lessons. He's the head of our one-on-one lessons department. And so we were chatting about what do these people kind of struggle with and what are people challenged by. And Mike released a great lesson last week on the YouTube channel. If you haven't checked it out already, make sure to do that. It's about practicing guitar without a guitar. Okay, and so this very first thing that I'm about to show you, my number one, or really my first tip. I don't know which one is the best out of these 5, but here's my first tip, my first practice regime thing that I personally did that I want to share with you, which is similar to what Mike does and what he covered in that lesson. I'm just going to expand on it a little bit and just kind of do my own spin on it. But basically what he was talking about was just dialing up a metronome, and you can just clap, snap your fingers, whatever the case is, nod your head, tap your foot to the beat, okay? So for example, I've got, and check this out. So let's talk about getting a metronome first. Check it out. I just literally Googled metronome, and Google has a metronome built into it. I don't know if you guys know this. So it's cool. It's right here, and you can adjust it from, you know, a huge tempo range. Is perfect, and you can press your space bar to start and stop it, and all that good stuff. Okay, so Google has a built-in metronome. Also, you can download metronome apps on your phone. Okay, the only thing is, and this is exactly what I do, again, when I find that time to prioritize guitar and I sit down with my practice book, you know what I do? The very first thing is I put my phone in airplane mode. Okay, the last thing I want is for my friends to be messaging me, or some sort of business thing with Campfire Guitar Star to come in, or something to just like pull me away from my time with my guitar. So airplane mode is your savior, because I'll tell you what, distractions kill progress. Okay, so remember that, distractions kill progress. Okay, so that's how you can get a metronome, super easy. And of course, just actually going down to your own music store and buying one for 10, 20, 30 bucks. It's always an option as well. I actually recently lost mine, but so I've been resorting back to my phone, but I find that actually the phone is pretty good as long as it's in airplane mode. All right, so what Mike was talking about in his lesson and what we're going to talk about today is actually just the rhythmic subdivisions, okay? So check it out. So we have this pulse, right? So you can just find the quarter note first. There's a few different ways to do this. You can just find it with some sort of, you know, thumb snap, little tap, foot tap, whatever the case is. Just find that quarter note, okay? And just see how in time you can be with it, okay? And Mike brought up a great point, is that you don't want to be early. It's better to be right on the beat or right behind it, okay? And so just actually locking in with a metronome on quarter notes is really, really good. And you can transfer this to your guitar. If you're working on strumming, check it out. Okay, just straight up quarter notes, okay? And we're gonna talk about eighth notes, triplets, 16th notes, and all of the above, okay? So actually just doing strumming is really good, but you know what I do? One of the very first things that I do when I play guitar is I actually warm up, okay? My favorite warm up is actually grabbing vibrato with each one of my fingers, and I might do like a full 4 beats with each finger. So I'm just grabbing 3, 4, 5 frets, and then 2, 3, 4 beats each. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can notice the vibrato is actually in time with that pulse. Okay, so this is a great way to warm up, okay? Because I don't know about you, and then I might just switch strings, right? So I don't know about you, but when I first play the guitar, my fingers are cold. They don't move as well. They don't operate as smoothly. But sure enough, as soon as I get warmed up, I play so much better. I play faster, I play smoother. I'm just like more on fire, okay? And I find that this simple little technique really warms up, especially my left hand, okay? And just a nice, slow, easy thing. And of course, I'm really trying to play right on that click each time, each 4 beats, 1, 2, and then of course, applying that vibrato, which is that shaking on the strings, which is a very essential, important guitar technique, okay? So if you have your guitar on your lap, hopefully you're just following along with me and we're doing this together, okay? And it's just an awesome little technique to practice that essential technique of vibrato, practice your rhythm, okay? And quite often, even just doing that in itself, like just doing one cycle of that, like just one, just like I just did all the way through all 6 strings, I find that a lot of times like that already warms up my left hand so much, okay? And so from there, what we might want to do is warm up our right hand, okay? So this is just at 69 beats per minute. Between 60 and 70, I find is like a pretty good place to play this. So let's just talk about the left hand. So, and we'll talk about some more of the, like basically the most important rhythmic subdivisions that are out there, okay? So you got quarter notes, eighth notes, triplets, 16th notes, and 16th note triplets. So just like really 5 rhythmic subdivisions that you should be able to eventually feel naturally. So I'm working on this, and it's cool to see Mike do this in his lesson because this is something that I've been working on too. So what you can do is actually just start out with picking with just no weight on this left hand. So the left hand is like the weight of a damp cloth, just making a dead sound. And you can actually get a lot of practice out of your right hand just like this, okay? So if we talk about this rhythmic subdivision, we've got quarter notes, which are right on that beat. And you might want to try down and up picks. You notice that my pick goes down towards the floor and up towards the ceiling, right? Locking and loading that right with the click. And it's a little hard because I'm talking and trying to teach at the same time. So this is better when you're just focused on your guitar and your click. But bear with me here. We're going live. It's Live Lesson Wednesday. So just try that for yourself. See if you can keep up just with the quarter notes and really lock that in with the click, okay? So those are quarter notes. Eighth notes are going to be double that speed, okay? So then we've got click, click, but then we've got one picked note right in between. So it's click, 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 okay? So we can just practice that same thing with that no weight on the strings. So each downstroke is right in time with that click. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, so those are eighth notes, okay? So you should commit that to memory. And P.S., it's cool when you just grab some other random tempo. Here's 102, okay? And then just see how quickly you can find eighth notes. See, I had to adjust there, okay? And it's okay to adjust, but the trick is to eliminate the adjustment time and just be able to hop right in. And that's really the point of this exercise, okay? So, and again, you can do this with strumming too. So if we go back to our 68 beats per minute, here we are. So you can do this with strumming. 1 and 2, there's adjustment period there too. But then you sink in, right? So just try that for yourself. Try the strumming. Again, each down strum is right with that click. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, so you can sink into that, okay? And again, you can fluctuate the tempos and then also try a different rhythmic subdivision. So triplets, so we got click, 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 but now let's go, we're gonna fit in 3 beats right in between those clicks. So we got click, 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 triplet, triplet, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, there we go. So there's adjustment period. And again, you want to narrow down that adjustment period so you can just sink right in. So now 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Or you can think of it as triplet, 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 triplet. Okay, so let's just try that with pick notes. So we're going to go down, up, 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 down, up. So because it's in groupings of 3, we start with a downstroke, and then our next set of triplets will start with an upstroke. Down, up, 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 down, up. Okay, so I might just spend a couple minutes on this. Now here's the trick. is why don't we go from this back to quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back into triplet, 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 triplet. Okay? So now what about eighth notes? So now while we're doing triplets, I'm trying to talk and teach at the same time and play. So we got triplet, 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 triplet. And then what if we try to get back to eighth notes? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and... So there's an adjustment period. Okay, let's try to go back up to triplets. Triplet, 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 triplet. There it is, triplet. And again, you can do this with just full-fledged strumming. So let's try triplets with strumming. So triplet, 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 triplet. And furthermore, you can grab a chord too, right? Switching chords, you know? So it really depends on what you're practicing, but personally, I'm really trying to work on my picking. So I might actually really focus on my picking there, okay? So then there's also 16th notes and 16th note triplets. Let me know if you do want me to go into this and stick around to the end of the lesson for Q&A and things like that. But why don't we stop it there and move on to the next one? But that's kind of the point of this first practice regime tip that I want to give you guys, which is get that metronome dialed up. You can use picking or strumming. Doesn't even have to be, there doesn't have to be anything going on with the left hand, and it's all about focusing with that right hand and we've covered quarter notes, eighth notes, and triplets, and even just focus on those 3 rhythmic subdivisions and just see how easily can you switch back and forth between them, okay? And you saw me struggling with you guys, like every time I would switch the rhythmic subdivision, there was an adjustment period where I kind of like, oh, there it is. Okay, so then I find it, and then I sink in, and then I would adjust, and then have a problem again, right? So what I'm working on right now in my own practice regime, and the first thing I want to share with you is using that technique and just being able to switch in between the rhythmic subdivisions quickly and easily. Make sense? All right. I see Sandy out there and Keith. What's up, guys? And a couple people on Facebook, Brent and Joe. Cheers. Awesome. Good to see you guys out. So, okay, so that's number 1. Okay, the next thing that I work on is, if you guys know the song Number 10 by Audioslave, it's a really cool song, and I was always super blown away with that guitar solo that Tom Morello plays. And he uses all types of delay, but he's doing really a basic hammer-on technique, which is basically this. So I'll just cycle through it here quick, and I'll break it down for you. Okay, so this is my little practice regime that I'm working on. So it's really just a G major scale, and there's 3 shapes that you want to work on, okay? So the very first one is using your 1st, 3rd, and 4th finger, okay? So I'm on 5th fret, 7th fret, and 8th fret, okay? So, and I'm on the B string. So what you can actually do is just go 5, 7, 8, okay? So again, that's a hammer-on. So what that means is you're going to want to hit it with 1 note, 1 pick note, hammer on your 3rd finger as hard as possible to get a good sound, and then hammer on your pinky finger as hard as possible to get a clear sound, okay? And if you can't get the hammer on, then quite simply, it's just as simple as this. You are not hitting the string hard enough with your left hand, okay? You gotta like really snap those fingers like with the speed and aggressiveness of a mouse trap. Like if you just rip back a mouse trap and let it go, whoosh, right? So that's what's going on with my with the hammer-ons to get clear hammer-ons. So just see for yourself. So go 5, 7, 8, 5, 7, 8, 5, 7, 8. And then you can try it on the next string up. So just try a few of these yourself, just whatever tempo, don't worry about it. So the actual thing that I'm doing here is, again, if we're just at 68 beats per minute, we're going to talk about 16th note triplets, which means I'm going to play basically a grouping of 6 between each beat. So each one of those clicks is on there, and the rest of the notes all fall in there. So it's triplet, 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 triplet. So it's a little bit hard to count, I guess, at that tempo. But 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. It's more like that. So okay, so that's the very first shape that you want to focus on. Okay, so the next shape, you're just going to go up to 7, basically right where you, these notes are also in here. So these guys that you play with your 3rd and 4th finger, now you're going to play with your 1st and 2nd finger, and now we're going to extend up this little scale pattern. So now we got 7, 8, 10. So there's the shape. Okay, 1st finger, 2nd finger, pinky finger. So just try that for yourself. 7, 8, 10, 7, 8, 10. Switch to the next string, just mess around in your own time. Just find those hammer-ons, find those notes. Pretty simple to memorize, but the trick, again, is to hit it with the metronome and with a nice consistent speed. So and the trick, the hardest part about this and why you want to do this really slowly is to switch in between them. So to go like that in itself is really challenging, and you can even do that on one string. Okay, so then the final shape of this sequence is just a slight alteration. We're going to go 8, 10, 12. So you can see that in this position we have a fret in between each one. So we get 8, 10, 12, 8, 10, 12. So just go ahead and find that for yourself. You notice that my thumb is in the back of the neck. I've got my wrist up and around. So you don't want to have your thumb over here. You'll never be able to reach your pinky finger high up enough. Get that thumb in the middle of the neck. Reach this hand up and around. So 8, 10, 12, 8, 10, 12. So just find those hammer-ons in your own time. Okay, so just those 3 shapes, 5, 7, 8, 5, 7, 8, 7, 8, 10, 7, 8, 10, and then 8, 10, 12, 8, 10, 12, okay? So what that would sound like with the metronome, something like this. Of course, I've been practicing it for a while, so you may not be able to play it quite this fast, but this is just for demonstration purposes. You want to find out your own tempo where you can play this, okay? So I might just stay there. Okay, so just those 3 shapes, huge chops builder going on there with your left hand, okay? And something that I've really benefited a ton from. So again, just get those under your fingers for now. We will have a PDF for this lesson. Mike B is going to rip that up at some time, probably within the next 24 hours. So you can come back and find these tabs and watch this video. But yeah, again, 5, 7, 8, 5, 7, 8. So really just think about it this way. 5, 7, 8. 7, 8, 10, 8, 10, 12, right? They're all connected. They all have a connection there. And then you can just do it on each string. And you can aim, of course, play it with the metronome. We're playing 16th note triplets here. And you could play triplets if you just double the tempo to like 140 in this case it would be. But yeah, so I'm choosing to do 16th note triplets at a slower tempo. So you might go 1, 2, 3, 4, switch. 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 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's a really cool lick. First of all, check out the song Number 10 by Audioslave, and check out the guitar solo when things get really wild and crazy. That's basically the technique that's happening there. Really, really fast hammer-ons with a lot of delay, and it sounds like ear candy. It's just amazing. So, okay, the next thing. Maybe if you caught this at the very beginning of the lesson, you would have noticed I was playing this track. So what the song that is Ghost by Slash. And this one's cool because when I first learned this song, it has a weird picking motion that I'm not used to. And it's kind of like almost like a start of a sweep pick. Okay, so if you've heard of sweep picking, and it'll just give a lot of just tough energy going on with your right hand. So check it out. So the notes are really easy. It's just 10, 10. Okay, so here's what you're gonna do. You wanna line up these two fingers, 10th fret with your first finger, 2nd fret with, your 2nd finger on the 11th fret. So you got these two notes going on, okay? So you're gonna hit that first note, open B string, G, and then just a 12 in the exact same picking motion, so. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so we got 10, open, G string 11th fret, 12, open, G 11th fret, okay, so now here's the trick, is you're gonna go with your picking direction is down, up, up, down, up, up. Okay, so again, down, up, up, down, up, up. Okay, so we should be able to go through this third one pretty quickly, which again is Ghost by Slash featuring Ian Astbury from The Cult. It's a really cool song, and that's the intro, so it's at full speed sound. And then slowed down, we want to go down, up, up, down, up, up, down, up, up, down, up, up. Okay? So just that up, up motion was so awkward for me when I first learned it. Let me know in the comments if you're like, damn, that's tough too, because I was like that as well. So I started working on this. I started at a very slow tempo, just something where I could go like, and I was just focusing on that one bit. And then the little turnaround is just a little 10, 9, so just 10, 9, open, and back to that G string note, okay? It's a really simple riff, but it's actually like really challenging. So again, that's an example of something that I found just by playing that I found really challenging to do, and I took it on myself to just study that at a slow tempo, get that technique under my belt, and then just edge it up beat by beat, and now I can play it at full speed, okay? So that's again Ghost by Slash, okay? So that's my third song and practice routine that I want to share with you today. Okay, so moving on, my fourth practice routine tip for you today is another Slash lick that I came across. I was learning a Slash lick and I couldn't play it. I was just like, man, this is It's super easy, but I literally cannot play this. So we're going to play this in the key of B. It's just, well, actually, we can even play it higher. The reason I say we should play it higher is because, of course, the frets get closer together as you go up the neck. So if you find a really tough lick, sometimes it's nice to go up the neck and play it because the frets are closer together. So, so here's what the lick sounds like. That's it, okay? And I've almost mastered it now, and I'm getting it into my playing on a regular basis, and it's really actually a super slick lick. Okay, so it's just a very repeatable lick and just a little slick thing, but technically I found it really challenging. So I'm gonna show it to you, and if you can play it at super fast slash speeds, then all the power to you. But check this out. So so this is based out of your D minor pentatonic scale. So I'm on 10th fret. And really this is a D minor blues scale lick, which means we're just gonna go like this. So when we get up to the G string, that's really the key note here. So we got 10, 12, 13. So if we start on the G string, 10th fret, here's all it is. Okay, so 10, 12, 13. So there's that blues scale run up to the B string and then back down. And you can resolve the lick by landing on the root note, in this case, 12th fret of the D string, which is D. Okay, so we got, and you can just pick each one of those notes out just to find it first. Just, if you can play it faster, then great, just keep on cycling it. Okay, so once you get up into a higher speed, and really the trick with this lick is to play it with hammer-ons and pull-offs. So a hammer-on the way up, and then pull-offs on the way down. Anyways, I just love it. It's a really cool slick lick to throw in there and very Slash-esque. And yeah, so again, if you can nail it, all the power to you. But when I first tried to learn this lick, that was in the context of, I believe, a Paradise City style lick. Man, I couldn't play it. It was super hard. And it was down here on the 3rd, 5th, and 6th frets. So the frets are farther apart down here. So you notice that I'm not using my pinky finger for this. And that's the thing that you'll notice with players like Slash and Jimi Hendrix, is a lot of these licks, they do not use their pinky, okay? It's all second finger for these bends. So that's just something to keep in mind. So again, if we're up here on the D string, or sorry, the D shape, D minor pentatonic, and the D minor blues scale. So hammer-ons all the way up on the G string, and then pull-offs on the way down. And you notice with my right hand, I'm doing hybrid picking. So this is another thing that I practice. And I totally do have this lined up with the metronome. So here's 68 beats per minute. Okay. So it's a burner, and that one took me a while to get mastered. Okay, so that's my, my fourth practice regime tip that I want to give you today, straight from the Will Ripley archives, really the Slash archives, but hey, may as well get some Slash into our playing as well. So as you can see, there's a few of these licks that are very, very easy to memorize, especially, right? And it's not like these elaborate things, but maybe you're finding like, hey, these are actually pretty technically challenging, and hopefully you can see that if you were to spend some time on these, like every day for the next 3-4 weeks or beyond with a metronome, you know, starting out slow and mastering those rhythms, and then slowly getting things up to actual full speed, you'll be ripping in no time. And since putting some of these things into my own practice regime, I've already noticed huge improvements in my playing. So when I go out to play live with my band and it's time, you know, there's lots of solos. I'm the only guitar player, the only soloist in the band. So when a guitar solo comes up and it's time to rip, I've found that since putting these things in my own practice regime, it's really, really helped my own playing and my own soloing abilities and stuff. And yeah, just it's so nice to be able to play something on the guitar and not feel like technically something's holding you back. And I'm sure that you noticing that these are all lifted from songs, like these are actual licks, actual musical applications. These aren't like some sort of weird exercise. You know, these are actual, we're playing music, you know what I mean? And that's really the goal. Okay, so guys, the last one that I got for you, and then we'll shut it down. However, before we shut it down, I want to open the doors up for questions and answers. You have the guitar, you're trying to play guitar, you're trying to get better, so am I. And you know what? If you have any questions about the guitar, anything that you think that I might be able to help you with, please do go ahead and ask those questions. That's a big reason why we do these live lessons on Wednesday, so that that we can interact together just right now, and hopefully I can help you get to that next level. So the last one I want to show you is what I call the Fame Flicker. And what I'm talking about is the song Fame by David Bowie. And the intro sounds something like this. Anyways, great tune, song that we cover with my band. And when I went to go learn that intro, I thought, man, this Jimi Hendrix style R&B chording, that's like a lot of pinky finger activation, which I found like, holy smokes, I do not have that much control over my pinky. So this is a great little song that you can practice. And also the chords to, there's The Wind Cries Mary is a good one too. Let's see, where does that start? B flat. Oh, C to B flat to F, right? Okay, so why don't we start with this one? So I call it the Fame Flicker because, but that's really difficult. If we actually grab our F chord shape, so maybe you know how to play an F chord down here. It's exactly that shape. But how I'm doing it is I'm reaching my thumb up and over to hit that first fret of the low E string. Okay? And then we just bump this whole thing up to 8th fret. So that's what we call a Hendrix style bar chord. Okay? So that's your major chord. It's a C major chord in this position, played with your thumb. And the great thing is about this is instead of playing it like this, as you can hear, the exact same chord. Okay? But in this case, we get our pinky finger to do these cool little flickers. Okay? So again, you want to dial this up to a metronome and strum out the chord, hit the string. So you pick the string, hammer on, and pull off. Okay, so that's on the high E string. Then you do the exact same thing on the B string. Pick the string, hammer on, pull off, and the same thing on the G string. Pick the string, hammer on, and pull off. So when you play that with your chord, so that's the sequence that you want to practice, and this is my 5th tip for you, straight out of the Will Ripley practice book here. So we got strum the chord, go down to 6th fret, and then all the way down to 1st fret. Okay, and one more time, nice and slow, up to 8th fret, thumb, like your F-shaped triad, here we go. Down to 6th fret. Down to 1st fret. All right, so that's my number 5 tip for you. So please roll in the questions right now about this lesson, any kind of other guitar related questions. That's why we do these live lessons Wednesdays, every Wednesday on the Campfire Guitar Star YouTube channel and on Beginner Guitar Players on Facebook, so we can interact, me and you, together and get your guitar questions answered. So just to recap while those questions are coming in and before we shut down this lesson. So my very first tip for you guys, maybe you guys want to write this down as I'm talking, and definitely come back in 24 hours and download the PDF. Mike will have that all ready for you. The very first thing was just getting the rhythmic subdivisions and switching between quarter notes, 8th notes, and triplets. And you can also talk about 16th notes and 16th note triplets, and just set the metronome to like 60 beats per minute. You can strum. You can be sitting in the doctor's office and just tap on your legs. Okay? You can grab one note. Okay, and all that kind of stuff, and work with the metronome and just feel the different rhythmic subdivisions. Super, super important, and something that I've just put into my practice regime that I'm really recognizing the benefit and value of. So that's my first tip for you guys today. Number 2 was the number 1 0 licks. So those were from the Audioslave song. So we had these shapes. So that's the first shape, second shape, and then the third shape. In that case, we're doing 16th note triplets at about 70 BPM. You might want to start slower or double the tempo and just play triplets. It's up to you. The next one was Ghost by Slash, which I played on the intro. And that had that cool little sweep pick move with 2 upstrokes in a row. Okay, and that's done at about 89 beats per minute. That's like about full tempo. Okay, and then the next one, another Slash lick, which I call the Slash flat 5. Okay, and that one is going to sound like this. We're doing it up on the D minor pentatonic scale, or the D blues scale, and that one was. Okay, pretty hot lick, and just a few notes, but really hard to master. Okay, and the number 5 one for you guys was what I call the Fame Flicker, which is kind of like the intro to Fame by David Bowie. But in this context, we covered the 3 chords to The Wind Cries Mary by Jimi Hendrix, which were C major, B flat major, and the F major, using our thumb and this F major style triad shape with our 3rd, 2nd, and 1st fingers. Okay, and then the big thing was flickering our pinky finger, play the chord, and flicker those 3 notes. just getting that individual control over our weakest finger, our weakest and smallest little pinky finger, okay? But super, super important finger. So there you have it, guys. I'm just going to read over the comments and see what we can come up with. Okay, Sandy asks, okay, I can hammer on with my pointer, but other fingers are more advanced techniques. Seems the fame flicker. Okay, so Sandy is just asking, I can hammer on with my pointer finger, but my other fingers are more advanced. So, you know, one thing that you can do is actually just go 1, 2, 3, 4. Like even just strip down the basicness of the number 1 0 leg. Just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, can you do that? That might be a better place for you to start. You know, one thing I actually was doing for a while was just working on my 3rd and 4th finger. I found out that my 3rd and 4th finger were terrible. They're really weak. So I just started going like this, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4. Just try that for yourself right now. So I'm just picking the 5 and 6th fret. Sounds like a Doors song or something. Okay. So, like it will really help with doing some pinky hammer-ons. Good to hear, Bella. She says, my pinky never seems to want to work. Yeah, so hopefully that one will help you out a ton. All right. Yeah, and Jennifer asks, can you post the tabs for these licks, please? Absolutely. Mike B really helps out hugely in the PDF of all the lessons. And so in the next 24 hours, you will find the PDF link for this lesson with the 5 practice regime tips. So here's what I challenge you guys to do. You're gonna get, you got this lesson. Hopefully you have written them down and mastered them already, you know, or have at least know what you need to practice, okay? But come back, get that PDF download. Work on these for a little bit, and I'd love to see you post a video of yourself playing these 5 techniques with or without a metronome. Just do a video of you practicing these, like just a little segment of each one of these, just to show your progress. So if you work on these 5 things, I feel like they're pretty well rounded. We got hammer-ons, we got pull-offs, we got picking stuff, we got rhythmic stuff, we have actual licks, we're playing actual songs, we're doing some chording, we're talking about everything from picking to strumming, you know, all within these 5 little ditties, okay? So, again, my challenge for you is to record a video of yourself practicing these little snippets, post them in Beginner Guitar Players on Facebook, and maybe, who knows, Mike B and I might be able to say, hey, do this with your right hand, or hey, you got to hit the 7th fret on the B string with your left hand, and then you got it perfect, or we can make little tweaks like that, okay? And if you haven't done so already, get the 5-Minute Guitar book. This is our 168 page book that we ship right to people's doors, and maybe you have one already, but yeah, and it comes with the free video course. So free book, free video course. You can find it all about it on campfireguitarstar.com. Okay, we've got a blues course, a 1960s course, an acoustic course, a lead guitar course. Okay, we do one-on-one lessons for people all over the world. So definitely consider Campfire Guitar Star if you're looking at just accelerating your skills in whatever department. Certainly between Mike B and myself and the products and services that we have, we can certainly help you get to the next level with the guitar. And until the next lesson, keep on ripping it up. We're gonna go live every Wednesday right at the same time, so you can expect that coming up real soon. And definitely get on the mailing list, campfireguitarstar.com, and we'll always update you with the next lessons that are coming out. So, until the next lesson, like I said, rip it up. Thanks a lot for joining me today, guys. I really appreciate it. Rock on, and we'll talk to you guys soon.